On Chinese President Xi Jinping reinforcing ties with Russia's Vladimir Putin in several in-person meetings since Sunday, on the eve of a massive military parade to mark 80 years since the end of World War II. Formal discussions today followed by tea with top aides at the leadership compound of Zhongnanhai. The two sides touting cooperation in key sectors, including an energy deal to help Moscow claw back losses from its war against Ukraine. Beijing agreeing to extend month-long visa-free travel to Russian passport holders. The Russian leader earlier suggesting relations have entered a new era. China's leader also on a charm offensive of his own, on a mission to consolidate Beijing's position at the forefront of an alternative world order.
Я благодарю за теплый прием, оказанный всей нашей делегации. Наше тесное общение отражает стратегический характер российско-китайских связей, которые находятся на беспрецедентном высоком уровне.
Joining Chinese and Russian presidents for the parade at Tiananmen Square tomorrow would be North Korea's leader. Kim Jong-un's motorcade seen earlier today traveling on a railway track in Beijing. It's unclear if there will be a separate trilateral meeting, but Russian media suggesting that Mr. Putin and Mr. Kim may sit down for talks. CNA's Tan Hui has more on the meeting between the leaders and how Mr. Putin's participation in the Victory Day parade reinforces their political messaging.
There's huge anticipation about world leaders coming here to Beijing, and top of that guest list is Russian President Vladimir Putin, and he is here for the Victory Day parade just days after his informal meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping at the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, where Mr. Xi had called on a new global security and economic order prioritizing global South countries. Now here in Beijing, now both leaders have met Mr. Putin, calling ties with China and Russia unprecedented, and Mr. Xi calling Mr. Putin an old friend.
Память о боевом братстве, доверие, взаимовыручка, твердость в защите общих интересов легли в основу отношений всеобъемлющего партнерства и стратегического взаимодействия между Россией и Китаем в новую эпоху. Мы были всегда вместе тогда, мы остаемся вместе и сейчас. 相互出席对方国家举办的纪念世界反法西战争胜利庆典，这已经成为两国关系的良好传统。
China has been accused by NATO and G7 of supplying weapons to Russia for the Russian-Ukraine war, which China has denied. But analysts have said that regardless, China and Russia have continued their close ties. And the fact that Mr. Putin is here in Beijing, well, it recognizes the added weight to the fact that he is here and shows their close partnership.
And for more, Dasha Chernyshova joins us live from Moscow. Dasha, we heard Hui that showing that close partnership. Mr. Putin arriving in Tianjin on Sunday. Since then, several meetings in person with President Xi. What's the significance of these meetings, and how are they being viewed in Russia?
Well, Moscow has previously described the whole trip by the Russian president to China as completely unprecedented, and judging by the sheer scale of the documents that the two sides have signed, over 20, we understand the whole extent of the partnership that we are witnessing. Now, Moscow has long been saying that it was absolutely right when it engaged into the strategic partnership with China. They have declared no-limit partnership as well. So now we understand that the two are touting even deeper ties when it comes to the bilateral cooperation in completely different spheres, starting from travel, education, as well as the exchange of technology, and then to the very nitty-gritty, the energy trade, as well as bilateral trade. We are seeing the flow of Chinese goods in Russia. Even though that trade has been slowing, it is still quite significant. Obviously, all those issues are perceived very positively in Russia, suggesting that the partnership with Beijing has absolutely proven itself to be the right choice. And regardless of the geopolitical environment, it is expected in Russia that this partnership will be only deepening. But now, with the involvement perhaps of other countries from the region, including the North Korean side, so certainly there is the hope and perhaps some sort of expectation that the Russian president may be also meeting with Kim Jong-un during the Victory Day parade celebrations in Beijing, and perhaps there could be the trilateral meeting as well involving the leader of China. But again, the Kremlin is saying that the agenda is yet to be precised.
Now, Dasha, of course, North Korea providing even more direct assistance to Russia in its recent endeavors in Ukraine. So if we see this trilateral, or at least even a bilateral between Mr. Putin and Mr. Kim from North Korea, given that China has its own ties and concerns with North Korea, if all these meetings go ahead, what does that suggest about Mr. Putin's overall strategy with both China and North Korea?
Well, the very idea among the Russian political scientists is that Moscow tries to present a very strong counterweight when it comes to the dealings with the West, especially North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Moscow has long been saying that the rules-based world order has long exhausted itself, and now there is a very clear messaging from the countries of the Global South that they should be more represented on the international agenda, and therefore the partnership with China is of paramount importance, and the dealings with North Korea is also very important. But then on the bilateral track, we also have seen that Moscow has never been criticized by China when it comes to Russia's operation in Ukraine, and North Korea has actually supplied its own soldiers to the fighting in Russia's Kursk region when Ukraine launched its operation there and captured the bunch of territories in Russia's Kursk. And now North Korean soldiers are also involved in the reconstruction effort of the Kursk region. So this very clear messaging from the Russian side is that Russia has many friends in different parts of the world, and its sort of divorce with the West doesn't mean that Russia's partnership with the East is getting less. On the contrary, Russia is pivoting more to that region, be it when it comes to the economy, trade, but also to the political partnerships.
Thanks. Dasha Chernyshova there reporting live from Moscow.